Accessible parking in Ontario is a strictly regulated support system designed for individuals who require specific mobility accommodations. Major, retired, Tariq Mahmood has documented how the street-level enforcement of this system actually works. We'll be referencing his guide to see how officers evaluate these spaces. These spots are positioned to solve physical barriers, providing safe building access and the necessary room to use mobility devices independently. A common misconception is that possessing a Service Ontario permit grants general immunity from parking regulations. In reality, misunderstanding these rules triggers a $300 fine across Ontario municipalities, with no warning. This table compares public perception against enforcement reality. Many assume the wheelchair logo is all that matters, but officers enforce a zero-tolerance policy on technical details. 1. Reality check. The permit is holder-specific, containing encoded data checked during every inspection. Relying on a guess about the rules is a financial risk. The system functions on strict compliance and verifiable data, rather than the driver's intent. The permit itself is the primary enforcement tool. Major, retired Tariq Mahmood explains that municipal law enforcement officers look past the visible logo to verify the permit's internal data. This diagram reveals the anatomy of a permit, the specific sections officers scan to verify who the permit actually belongs to. Within these codes, officers can see the gender of the authorized permit holder. They also see the approximate age of the person the permit was issued to. The issue and expiry dates are authenticated through this same data. If the date doesn't match, the permit is considered invalid. This is a problem for caregivers. If a young driver uses a senior relative's permit without them present, officers spot the discrepancy immediately. The officer detects the demographic mismatch because the person walking away from the car does not align with the age and gender encoded on the dashboard. This also makes it impossible to use photocopied permits or to manually alter an expiry date to avoid a trip to Service Ontario. Attempting to modify a permit turns a simple parking issue into a fraud investigation, which carries much higher penalties. Because officers decode this demographic data on site, using a borrowed permit without the holder present leads directly to a fine. Beyond who is using the permit, Major, retired Tariq Mahmood outlines specific rules for how it must be physically displayed. A common mistake is placing the permit on the dash upside down or backward in a hurry. If the officer cannot read the code through the windshield, the result is a $300 violation. They are not required to search for a hidden or reversed permit. There is also a rule against partial obstruction. Even common items like a coffee shop napkin can render the permit legally invalid. When any information on the permit is covered, it counts as a violation. The entire face of the card must be visible.